Sanity. Right. That's ah, deal with deal with it. Okay. Right, that's moved over. Elden Ring. Depression, time, and suffering. That is just my life in general. Ah, 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 ah. Head back to this higher ground here. I hop up there from here. Nope. Not pro gamer. Those drop anything? No. Just breakables. Okay. What the fuck? Faith required ahead. What? No, thank you. I'd like to find another side of grace. Yes, yes, hello, fucking bath. Ha! Knew there had to be one nearby.
Oh, well. It's been a long while. It's me, Patches the Untethered. I'm still in business, if you can believe it. Now I'm my only supplier, so I haven't got much. But everything here is top-notch. Patches Emporium, now open in Raya Lucaria. You're making your way to the Erd Tree, no? Well, I heard something that might help. A special means of reaching your destination. Have you ever seen an Iron Virgin? The clunky contraptions
No.
are whirlwinds of sickles and spiked wheels. But long ago, they were endowed with a spell of transposition. And get this, a surviving virgin sits at the bottom of the big water wheel in the Academy of Raya Lucaria. Its transpositional powers fully intact. So right, if you get caught in it on purpose, it'll chuck you out straight at the base of the Erd Tree. Or so I'm told. By the way, have you met that girl, Raya? She's a strange one, but I believe she was in need of help. Not that it's any of my
Raya.
business, but if she rings your bell, why not lend her an ear?
I don't remember a woman named Raya. No.
Cheers for that.
She'd show up on here, wouldn't she? Stop. Crone. Right. Yeah, I haven't met her. Oh, Yura's over here now. She'd be in the lake? This lake? Big lake? The lake I'm in? Probably back in here.
Hello. Hello.
Found her.
Please. Over here. Hello. It's rather chilly here, isn't it? My mistress sent me off on an errand, but I was accosted by a ruffian. And now I'm in a bind. Could I ask you lend a hand? Perhaps. That thug made off with a precious necklace. I need someone to retrieve it. Only, he too is tarnished. If you've any qualms confronting your own, I shall find another. Oh, thank you dearly. What a blessing that we've met like this. The thug should be resting at an abandoned home down the way. Please, I must have the necklace back.
Down the way. Does that mean back here or up here? We'll continue down, I guess. Up. North. Oh, and then there's... Hi. Fucking press station. The fucking... I forgot he could do that. I'm gonna explore his town. Maybe. Doesn't look like I can really do much exploring here. Message understood, angry plant.
What are you looking at? You trying to start something, mate? Ah, that necklace what you're after, is it? Well, show me what it's worth to you, and I'll consider parting ways with it. I'm not in love with it or nothing. You're a shrewd one, Chief. First, you hand me the runes. And don't try nothing, neither. All right. Take it. Thing's no damn use to anyone anyway. Your bloody idea, mate. Don't come crying to me later.
I love the frame drops in this game. So random.
The thug should be resting at an abandoned home down the way. Please, I must have the necklace back. Oh yes, that is my missing necklace. Thank you kindly. I am in your debt. Did I forget to announce myself?
Why is my...
I am Raya, in the service of Lady Tanith of the Volcano Manor. I seek stalwart Tarnished, who might join our house. You are very brave yourself. Not only
You might want to
steady
fix your
hand,
posture,
but a steady
ma'am.
heart. Merciless, even to your own kind. Such strength is precisely what my
I
mistress
spared him.
seeks.
I didn't murder him,
Please,
though.
take this. Brave Tarnished. Seek the Altus Plateau, the realm of the Erd Tree. Most Tarnished are doomed to wander the outskirts of the lands between, peering wistfully at the towering Erd Tree. But you are no ordinary Tarnished. And once that is proven, the Volcano Manor will fully extend its invitation to fight amongst a family of champions. Oh, and one more thing. Only for you. This land of Liurnia is connected to the Altus Plateau by the Grand Lift of Dectus, beyond the high road. But the lift has been defunct for an age, meaning there's no simple means of passage. Instead, you must seek the old ruins in the cliff. At the base of the valley, near the Grand Lift, there's an old tunnel. It was excavated from both ends, linking Liurnia to the Altus Plateau. I have faith in you. A champion through and through. I do hope that we can meet again. Seek at the base. It was excavated. I have faith in you. I do hope.
There's a camp over here that I wanted to tussle with. See what kind of enemies I'm dealing with in this area. I don't like Chinese food. That's not entirely true. It's just the typical Chinese food just isn't my kind of thing. Okay, wow, okay, don't let me focus on the bad guy. Thanks, game. 10 out of 10. Do I like some form of Asian food? Hmm. Really trying to think of what Asian food there is. Stuff. I got a degree in history. I know the different parts of Asia. The fuck? Doing somersaults. That's a lot of bugs. I couldn't even move after the first attack. What the fuck is this bullshit? I'm not a fan of sushi. I don't like fish, really. Yeah, I guess I don't really care for Asian food. Nothing's standing out in my mind that I can remember, so. That's just the red one. Yeah.
Ah, there you are. You claimed a great rune and had your audience with the two fingers at the round table home. What was your impression? Aha, your intuition serves you well. My doubts had been piling up, you see. The words of the two fingers cannot be trusted. Truly, naught but rambling, senile delusions. I believe that when the Elden Ring was shattered, the two fingers were corrupted, their guidance skewed. Even worse, the fingers harbor no love for our kind. That's the part that irks the most. Oh, I have a gift for you, something fit only for the wise. A means for circumventing the draw of the two fingers. Give it a try, won't you? And if it please you, may we meet again. I've high hopes for you.
Stuff, is this the... Is this the...
Be sure to try. There's no the tarnished was spurned by grace. You'll
Invade 4 times? I heard 3 times. But I don't actually have to fight anyone, don't I? I can just, like, invade then leave, right? And again, that wasn't what I asked. I asked, I can just leave. Right? You don't know? Okay. Roll, you bitches. Is there anything else to do here? Or is it just talk to White Mask Bara? God damn it. I don't think there's anything. Okay, but where is this race? I did get the cookbook. I have the cookbook. Oh, did it disappear? Because I don't know. I wasn't able to look at it because the game fucking pulled my interest. Fucking... I love when the game does shit that I didn't at all tell it to do. Nothing's happening. Oh, there we go. Great. Is it gonna be impossible to do the fucking quest because no one plays the game anymore? There we go. Oh, it matters where I'm at? I didn't know that. So where's the best hotspot? I'm in Limgrave, but start? Okay. Now we wait again. I'm in them grave and it's still taking forever. Rat ahead. We're on full slug mode. I don't even have this place discovered myself. I'm out. Go fight? No. If I can do the quest without fighting them, I'm gonna do it. And I think I can. Also, if that guy was near my level and he's all the way in Caelid? What the fuck? Yeah, and if he's... Some people do Caelid before Godric? Like the chant. Ew, he hasn't killed the dragon yet. How lame. Alright, so that was 3 times. Let's see if it... Stormcloak stuff. The Empire is willingly aiding and abetting A genocide. The nationalistic issue within the Stormcloaks can be fixed. The genocide cannot be reversed. Is my main logic on Empire versus Stormcloaks. Like, what's another thing? Like, what's the point in fighting and defeating the Thalmor as a united front when they already technically won by you willingly siding with the Empire and genociding Kalos worshippers? You know, it's like you may have defeated them, but they still won in one of their goals.
Oh, Lambkin, so pleased you're here. I'm glad that you're enjoying my gift. I knew it from the very start. You have a taste for noble blood. I wish to anoint you a proper inductee, a knight to serve Luminary Moog, the Lord of Blood, and establish a new dynasty. Luminary Moog has strength, vision, and of course, love. So, what do you say, my lambkin?
Well, here's the thing. If you defeat the Stormcloaks, you defeat the Nordic rebellion. You don't forcing them to essentially be on the side of the Empire and supplanting a popular governmental leader who also has a folk hero backing to him, does nothing to aid you in a future fight, because the people of Skyrim are going to remember that, and they're not going to really want to fight the Thalmor when it's like, you also treated me like shit. Why would we help you fight the Thalmor? The Thalmor are all the way to the southwest of us. They're not close to us. Even if, right, it's the way people work. They never see the larger threat. They always think of the immediate. And so, because the Thalmor are not an immediate problem to the people of Skyrim, they're not going to willingly help the Empire fight if they are forced into subjugation under the Empire. But if they are their own independent country, and with Ulfric leading them, Ulfric is going to be more willing as a leader himself to be like, let's go fucking fight the Thalmor with the Empire. We may have our disagreements with the Empire, but we have the same enemy right now, so we're gonna go kick the Thalmor's ass together. I think that is the better option. Of course, Ulfric is not a nationalist, or he's not a racist, from what I understand of it. He tried to help the Dunmer in Windhelm, but they refused his help. But of course, there are problematic people within his system. And you could argue there are systemic issues with the founding of the Stormcloaks the way they were that could be problematic later on. Ethnic cleansing of Markarth. Yeah. It really boils... And it's one of the things I kind of have a problem with in video games, just because it's been done so much. His Dragon Age does this too. Alright, this is the side that wants to genocide, and then this is the nationalists. So, it's like, typically it's the nationalists that do the genocide. They're not... nationalism and then genocide aren't really separate. They kind of can't be. Right? So if the Empire is aiding and abetting genocide of Talos worshippers, they're also nationalistic. Which, in a way, they kind of are. They're just not as openly. They're more authoritarian presenting instead of nationalistic presenting. Whereas the Stormcloaks are nationalistic presenting and less authoritarian. And you could argue there are definitely members of the Stormcloaks that would like to do a genocide on elves.
Yes. Who would have it?
3? What
any
about
other
3?
way? Now, take this for your final trial. Soak the cloth with a maiden's blood. Normally, this ritual would involve killing one's own maiden and recanting the wisdom of the two fingers. But since you are maidenless, the blood of anyone's maiden will do.
All right, Stuff, who do I go to from here?
The cloth is your final. The blood of anyone.
I only play Dragon Age Inquisition, so I can only really speak on that one. And it's been a while, though. There is a church on a cliff to the north. Is it this church? This looks like a church. Stop! That has to be the church, right? Stop! Stop! Answer! I'm impatient! Check Discord. No! Okay. Oh, no, it is... That's all the way up here. And we'll go to this... Big enemies with big bows? Okay. I see a dragon. We'll leave him alone. Fight it? No. No, I'm totally gonna forget that that's there. No sight of grace. Lightning. I need a way up, but I'm not seeing gusts of air anywhere. Go backward. I like the sound of the lightning. The lightning sounds so ominous. Yep, there's one. But let's see if there's probably a site of grace nearby too. Down here, right? Surely. Oh. Oh, damn it. And I want that fucking... I want that fucking thing. And stuff. Check your Discord, you nerd. I'm not blind. Oh, I can talk to Mother Medina.
Bok the seamster at your service, master. Ready to make adjustments to your garments. Oh, go and...
Your seamster, Bok. He is always eager to see your return. Please, will you talk to him? When you can. I'm sure he would be much contented.
Bok the... Ready to make... Oh, please.
You, please, I can read them. Your fingers, please, your fingers. Oh, what a pity it is to be without the right. All you can do is stand at a loss, without even the half crescents that wish to be whole. Before the unmoving, unfeeling grand lift ahead. Or are you planning to throw yourself to the waters? To find the coward's passage through the dim cavern?
I think I already know what she's talking about. I don't have a stone sword key though.
You're without...
So around here. Is that on a cliff stuff? Dead body will be in. I'm at the Bellum Church. Told me either one.
What do you need? I don't want any trouble.
you said. This one's right there. Yeah, how to fucking climb that though? Whoa! Whoa! It look like I'll be getting there up there from here. About from up here. Nope. Nerds. Wait, you guys got any loot over here? Hello? You do. You didn't warn me about fucking catapult stuff. Yeah. Am I gonna have to go super far around to get to that one? Oh, fuck. Try jumping in the grave? Give it a shot, but Torrent isn't the best at parkour. Yeah, he's not gonna be able to get up. I'm gonna have to go from here and then run all the way up. Okay. The things I do so I can have access to a place to farm. Yeah, but I'm already at the point where it's costing me like 22,000 to per level, and so the giants now are too slow. should be something. If I were a developer, I'd put loot up here. They didn't. Well, it's too late. I'm already all the way almost there. Kinda. Excuse me, pardon me, coming through. Yep. Found him. Man sniped me. Oh, now it's fucking nighttime. Jesus Christ. Does he not miss? Fucking shit. I used all my goddamn flasks to get around him. Oh wait, I can make my flasks more effective. Oh, what's the way around? He jumps. They jump now. Not gonna fight third tree boss. Find a fucking way out, man. What's the fucking way up? What is this fucking game? Why is it so fucking garbage? How the fuck do I get up there? Game doesn't make any goddamn sense. What the fucking way up? Fucking. Well, apparently there's no fucking way up to there from here. This game is absolute garbage. I'm gonna go towards the fucking cattle because I can't think of any other fucking way to get there. Fuck this fucking game. Okay, and how do you avoid that? That seemed pretty fucking unavoidable. Because again, this game is fucking bad. Line of sight. How the fu- That thing is on top of a tower. There is no way out of its line of fucking sight. This game is fucking garbage. Fucking course. Yeah, sure. Fucking that makes fucking sense. Fuck this fucking game. It's absolute garbage. fucking sick of this shit ass game. Of course there's a fucking NPC invasion. Yeah, why doesn't it? I hate this goddamn game. Well, I'm out of cerulean tears. I'm out of fucking healing flask because this game is garbage stuff. Yeah, of course. Yeah, you can't. You fit through other shit, but you can't fit through there. Fuck off. Ah, yes. Grace before the village. I totally see it. This game is so good at making things visible and not fucking cryptic. Yep, here it comes. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm so glad I don't get any assistance with these fucking NPCs. I fucking hate this game. This game is ass. The only fun part about this game are the fucking boss fights, but you have to fucking go through this absolute ass to even get to them. And it's the most unenjoyable shit fucking ever. Game of the year over fucking Ragnarok. Get the fuck out of here. No fucking quality of life whatsoever fucking ever in this game. Sure. It does? I gotta go tell. Okay. Apparently. Man, you know what would be cool? If the game fucking had a casting speed modifier, because they have so many fucking numbers in this game, and then they could tell you. But no, that'd be too much quality of life. I dyed the cloth, yes. Love that I don't get to hear that until it hits me.
Ah, my lambkin. You've completed your final trial. And with this, you are a formal inductee. A knight who will assist Luminary Moog, the Lord of Blood, in the establishment of a new dynasty. Now, give me your finger. This noble blood will be an immutable badge of honor once it settles inside of you. Oh, good heavens. Clench your teeth or something. Never forget that feeling of agony, for it is what binds you to Luminary Moog, to all of us. You have the sweetest scream, my lambkin.
Oh, let's see. That mean I... Where'd the other one at it? It was just that it didn't... Also, hi, Moss. Nice to see ya. It didn't seem to flow as... Like, this one I felt dragged slower. Whereas episode 1 was just... I was just like, chef's kiss. Perfection. Nothing. This, despite it being an hour and 20 minutes, episode 2 here, I was like, The slow moments didn't have me quite as enraptured. I loved the fucking beginning, though. I love, like, one of my favorite things, you know, is I love it when doctors are actually competent. And also, and you know, another thing that a trope that Western media tends to fall into is, you know, they make the rest of the world seem not as competent. But no, we had an Indonesian top doctor come in. You had the military on top of their game, right? So, like, every single person was like, we tracked down where the people went. We know what's going on. We've studied this thing. We've isolated it. You have everyone at the top of their game being competent. And I love it. I love it when people are competent at their goddamn jobs. It's so rare in media. But yes. And the fact that the military is not competent. Yes, but this was like as in this military official was like a high ranking military person. He wasn't just like a sergeant, Air Force. I don't know. It was Indonesia. I don't know what Indonesians probably someone like he'd be a 4-star, 5-star general in the Pentagon. So yeah, and the fact that they didn't like they could have done the thing where, you know, they give you one scene of like, you know, sometimes they'll do a little bit of them speaking in Indonesian or a different language, and then they switch over to English just so they don't have to keep using subtitles. But no, they kept them speaking Indonesian throughout their scene, and that lasted what, like 5 to 10 minutes? I like that. Yeah, I have to do some reading while I'm watching TV. I didn't mind. It was great. It was great. I love it.
Oh, another thing. You should have this. A medal granted by the new Moguin dynasty.
I haven't had Netflix in like a year now.
I've gone out of my way to provide one.
I need to get one because I want to watch season 4 of Dragon Prince.
The meeting must wait until the Moguin dynasty commences. Luminary Moog slumbers
I need to watch the last season of Peaky Blinders, and I need to watch Western Front. Isn't part of NCIS on Netflix? Pepper wants to say hi to me, Moss. You should let Pepper say hi. Pepper, this is my finger, and I'm giving you scritches. You're welcome, Pepper. Give Pepper a treat. I redeemed 200 points. Stuff, do I go to the audience grounds? You looked at my screen? Pepper loves me. Hi, Pepper! Pepper, we're best friends now. Moss, you can leave. I'm just here for Pepper. How many runes you got? 16,000. Oh, you don't think I'll live and succeed? You will transcribe. Okay, thank you. I think 8,000. No, 6,000. Level up. 9,000. To get to order 66. Moss, I don't know if you've seen other streams of me playing this. I get mad. I hate life right now, Moss. All right, we'll slaughter some more giants. Well, weren't you there when Whiskey beat the game? I was there. I remember. I remember when Whiskey finished this game. And in the butt. You weren't? Wow, Moss. Wow. It's a shame. Maybe I should be dating Whiskey instead. I've watched like 10 different people beat this game. I still am not good. Although, magic equals eagercy. As it should. Magic is best. Magic makes this game fun. I've watched like 5 to 10, so many fucking people play this game. But they all played it differently. And none of them played it the way I'm playing it. Shields aren't useful, okay? That is shield propaganda from Big Shield, okay? We don't listen to Big Shield here, all right? God, am I gonna have to run this twice? Third time? No, I think 26,000 would be enough. Want magic towers? Stop. Focus on one thing. I'm still trying to get to the fucking farm. You have ADD. Calm down. Let me do things myself. Yes, I do. Okay, now it is time to run. Alright. Shit. I do have the map. Yeah, it won't do me any good. Oh, if I walk up here, that's gonna be a boss fight. Just run. Straight. Ah! I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry. Fuck. Where is left? Where is left? Deprecate. I'm confused. Stop, your instructions aren't helping me. They're making it worse. Um. Oh, I see the side of grace. Matt, I'm struggling. Do you have the comet spell? Yes. Are these? Oh, these are the... So if these are the bad guys that I kill en masse, I slaughter them like Anakin did to the younglings. Maybe I should just... Ah, fucking... Stop telling me what I need, okay? Let me play the game my way. Don't tell me what I need. I've said this multiple times. Really nothing, Moss. Look at nothing. I haven't been doing shit. Just writing, and more writing. I don't know anything else. Is this really the fastest way? Is it just because I don't have better magic? And now we run. Better. Freelancing? How's that been going? Don't worry, one of these days, Moss, I'll have a book for you to both narrate and make the cover art for. One day. Get more VA jobs. I saw the mod that you voiced for Skyrim. I saw it. I listened to it. Good job. Bethesda inflection? Bethesda. Trying to think of the Bethesda inflection. Yeah, I'm just trying to farm because I don't want to have to try in this game. Because I'm not enjoying it. Run away. This is just one of the farming spots in this game. And supposedly it's the best one, though I don't think it's not really showing to be all that great, but maybe they told me to use like the guides told me to use something to increase the rune at this. So I don't kill fast enough. Don't want to use that quite yet. I'm not a quick enough killer yet. I gotta remind myself to fucking move my camera. I'm too lazy though. Because the runes are right there. But they're not right there because my face is covered. VTubing? Ah! PNG tubing. Clay did a PNG stream one night, which was funny. I don't know. The VTubing seems fun. I remember, oh, what was his name? Someone else did it that we knew. Oh, the camera's no pressure. I'm a natural. I am natural with the camera. Camera's my one and true, only love. I'm an egomaniac. Fair point. Alright, alright. You know what? This is a lot faster than the giant. This is way quicker. I'm already up to 74,000. But since I'm not really taking fights, we'll just allocate all of our stuff while we're here to the Cerulean Tiers so we can clear it out. Yeah, that's a gamer move. Efficiency. Alright, now that guy's gonna come in closer. Come on, brother. Oh, but I do, I do have a friend that started an adult job. Supposedly he'll be making 60K a year. It's a fucking office job, desk job, though. Kind of like a copywriter. It's almost like a copywriter, but not really, I don't think. I wish I had the mindset to be satisfied with that. I've come to realize in these last few months that I will only be satisfied with a job that allows me to tell stories. Well, my friend, he's a nepo baby. It's a kind of joke, but also kind of true at the same time. His sister has a job where she like helps people get jobs, essentially. Like she kind of has connections with people looking for employees, and so she was able to, help him apply for that job. He obviously didn't secure him the job for it, but he may not have been able to even apply for it had he not known her. Or well, had he not been her brother. God, we're already over 100,000. This is the best fucking farm. They move closer? No. Oh, but an update for me, Moss. I'm working on my. Oh, he's dead. I'm working on my 5th book. I didn't finish the 4th book. Ooh. Creative process is not linear. No, it's not. Oh. I should show you how insane I've become. It's handwritten. Front and back. Lore. Lore like you wouldn't believe. I know. I've I've had problems. Like I can only when I started writing this, I was able to do like a full front and back, 2 full front and back pages. And then after a few days of doing it straight, I can't do more than like one side now before I'm like, not wrist is done. Wrist is done. But yeah, so the reason why I ended up stopping with book 4, stopped writing book 4 where I did, and it's this. I was I was working on book 4, and then like at night I would do this to like help me sleep. I'd do some handwriting so I'm not like staring at a screen before bed. And then within the 2nd century of the Empire here, that like this lore, this is only the first 2 centuries of the Empire, Moss. The Empire lasted for nearly 500 years. Help. I need help. And at the end of the 2nd century, towards the end of the 300s before fall, civil war breaks out. It's called the War of the 14 Claimants. And as I've been working on this, I was like, damn, this war here, this civil war would make such a great story. It has so many things within it where I could be, that allows such depth. And obviously, like, it's not done yet because I ended up having to do other things instead of get to write at night. I've left it alone for a couple weeks now. But yeah, I did that and I was like, shit, this is great. One of the things though is are the books chronological or anthologies? So the War of the 14 Claimants, the book that I'm working on right now, which will be the first part, like the series is going to be the series I have envisioned right now, because there's no way it's getting covered in one book. It's going to be a series and it's going to be chronological. Book 1 is going to cover book 1 I think is going to cover about 3 years of time, because there isn't that much happens truly at the beginning. And then after that, it's kind of probably going to go year by year. 1 book equals 1 year for this war. Maybe 2 years. But the other books I've written are set nearly 300 years after the Empire fell. Like the book I sent you, I think I sent you book 1. That one is set 278 years after the fall of the Empire. Book 2 was a direct sequel to book 1. Book 3 was set in the same time was set in the same period of time as book 1, but was set in a different kingdom. Book 4 was a technical prequel to books 1 through 3, where that was supposed to be like a certain battle and outcome happens in that book. And then obviously I got 90,000 words into book 4, and then I stopped, and now I'm on book 5. I love what's hold on. I have to respond to someone. Oh, yeah, I love it when stories interconnect. And shit like that. That always gets really satisfying. Because then it's like, there's always that maybe singular mention of something, and then you're like, wait a minute. That's from this book. That character was mentioned here. Okay, a bitch is coming closer. Come here, sir. Come here. Come here. Well, shit. Not mean to aggro that many. They're all fucking aggroed. Sir, stop doing your somersaults, please. Also, oh, Moss, I did try and find, I was like, yo, anything else? I don't really know where to look for that stuff, though. Because, I mean, I've seen it listed before, but then they're like, you need to submit published work. And I don't have published work at the moment. C. Yes, lower right of position. Whoa, 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 whoa. Well, what I assume is that they'd also want to hear your sales numbers and the reviews. Accidentally moved my mouse. All right. Just keep farming, cause I'm a bad gamer. But another thing I don't know if sensitive is the right word for it. This is a history of an empire, so like that's kind of something that needs to be. Oh, dick! You got to be a bit careful. Some tropes. Got to make sure I'm avoiding certain tropes. Which I'm sure, you know, I'm an amazing writer and person, so I definitely feel like I am avoiding them. But, you know, you can never be too careful. No, I'm really a perfectionist when it comes to my writing. It's like I really don't want people to see it until I'm like, yeah, it's good to go. It's good to go. You know? That guy almost fucked my day up. Yeah, and I mean, I'm certain there's a group of people out there that'll be like, yeah, I want to fucking read all the history, but I don't know if I want my first thing to be out in the world my kind of Silmarillion, you know? Oh my god, they also have, some of them have glowy eyes, which means they give double, yes. Like, I mean, I can, of course, in the way I'm kind of writing that handwritten history is I'm kind of pulling a George R. R. Martin and how he did Fire and Blood, and where it's written from a biased perspective. Uh, so this, of course, is through the biased perspective of a noble-born, highly educated individual born in the former heartland of the Empire. So, of course, he's going to have some biases. Yeah, no. As a means of me kind of being a bit able to deflect my own upbringing and how I may be unknowing in certain things, you know? I feel like I totally worded that poorly and makes me sound like an awful person. But if that's the case, then so be it. Oh, two of them are coming. Nope, just one. But it's also super fun to write in in a biased perspective. Like it's a lot of fun. 'Cause it's like, I don't think this way at all in real life. And of course, I know more than this character because I am the author. God damn it, again. Yeah. Oh no, it's definitely, I mean, it's also, it's a weird balance that you have to strike. And it's hard to do. No! Damn it, I didn't get to the glowy-eyed one. That's okay. Got over 200,000. It's because, like, I think George R. R. Martin's books are a good example for this to use. His is very, like, his one, he's a pacifist. And what he does is he takes the anti-Vietnam, because he was also anti-Vietnam when he was growing up in the 60s. Well, when he was like a teenage college student in the 60s. He was very anti-Vietnam, and one of the ways in protesting the Vietnam War was showing the violence of Vietnam, right? So putting to view, like, the excess extreme violence. And you see that play out in his books where the extreme violence is highlighting the problems within society. Think I'm wording that right? So, like, the extreme violence is a protest of, one, the violence itself, the criticism of feudalist societies, and society's general treatment of women. And of course, you know, that also, because it is a writing with such extreme violence in it, especially towards marginalized group, women, it's, people are like, this is fantasy. You don't have to, you know, do that and stuff, right? So it's like that. One, it of course, it's like, you can't please everyone, right? So if George tried to please both sides wouldn't like it, right? And of course, like, you know, for people that may not want to read that sort of thing, may not want to, you know, because of either their own lived experience or just their own personal beliefs, I totally get it. I totally fucking understand that. Why people, especially women, won't want to read A Song of Ice and Fire because of the violence portrayed within it. But not at all. Like, I don't personally think that George romanticizes it. Attack on Titan, where the author, yeah. And what sucks about that one is that Attack on Titan is so popular. You know, it's such a fine line though. Like, it's a very fine line uh um to it of, is that, you know, romanticization, or is it a critique? Because I think it's very easy for it to be like, even in George's work, I've heard very valid critiques of people saying that it kind of feels like it gets romanticized in places, and that I agree, to a certain extent. Like, I think Daenerys is a good example. Like, Daenerys in book 1, I think people kind of point to as an example of it getting romanticized, although I disagree to an extent where I kind of see it as Daenerys romanticizing it and justifying what happened to her to herself, right? It isn't George coming in and justifying it. It's the character, kind of, because of the life they've been forced to live, romanticizing it and justifying it to themselves. And, of course, again, super fine line to tread, where you gotta be so fucking careful not to accidentally go over. No, but it does a great job at setting tone, which makes it so sad how that ability was pushed to. Yeah. I mean, there's also, and I'm sure you are aware of this because you are also a storyteller, and and just smart person. Just Japan's general seeming issue with stuff around World War II, and the way they like talk about it in their stories sometimes is a bit, you know, hasn't always been the best in my eyes. And you know, part of this is such a great discussion. You know, I think you can blame the colonial West for that, because Japan was of course, there were other non-white countries that colonized, but none to really the extent that Japan did. And then because of the modern anti-colonial mindset, where it's large, and also I think it's the combination of the anti-colonial mindset and the push in the younger generation to be less Eurocentric, where we have a conflict here of Japanese colonialism, and then also, you know, right? Because people in the early 20th century, for the first half of the 20th century, you want to paint it black and white, where white people bad, white colonists bad, people of color, they didn't do bad, right? Because it's so much easier to think of things as black and white. And then, you know, you have a country of people of color, strongly imperialistic and strongly colonialistic, doing atrocities to their neighbors, where it contradicts that, and so it makes it so much harder to discuss. Colonialism is a system that exactly, and that's kind of something. It's in my book, that in the book I'm writing, and it's fucking hard to fucking balance, because it's like, I'm a white man writing this in the head of a person that grew up in this society. Fuck, how do you balance this? How do you write this? How? It's so hard. It is so scary. It is the most terrifying thing I've ever done. might just bump up, like, I don't know. I kind of just want to bump up strength and use this crafted tool. But also, I don't know. Oh, wait, I think I might go for this. So, my history studies, like, are you talking my fantasy history studies or my real life history studies that I did in school? Real life. I did the Tolkien approach. I had my studies based on Anglo-Saxon England and the kind of beginnings, the idea of unified England. But also in that research, I kind of realized that while the Victorians took it to the extreme and said that Alfred the Great laid the groundworks for, like, was the first king of, like, an idea of Britain, of Britishness. And a lot of people that I was reading pushed back against that, where they're like, no, Alfred established the idea of English society, not British society. But then as I was doing my research, I didn't argue for the idea of Britishness. I argued for the idea of a unified England and stuff like that. But a part of me, if I were to go for, like, a master's, I would kind of be tempted to look at the potential that there was a sense of Alfred did partake in what the English would later do to establish a sense of Britishness. He was like, so when he got alliances with the Welsh princes, in one instance of an alliance with one of the standout Welsh rulers who did not want to align with Alfred and aligned more with the Vikings, there was a flip that happened, but it's not explained really by any primary source. So you have to infer on what happened here, although there are some things that are referenced. At that point in time, around just before the Welsh lord switched sides and sided with Alfred, the Eldermen of Mercia attacked that Welsh lord. However, by that point in time, the Eldermen of Mercia was under the direct rule of the King of Wessex, under Alfred. And so I kind of hinted, and I also kind of believe, that Alfred, being a man that really wanted to secure his borders, he may have done. Of course, I had limited time to do the research, so this may be wrong, but I believe, off of the research that I'm remembering and that I had at the time, that Alfred told the Welsh king, the Elderman of Mercia will attack you again, or I won't do anything to stop the Elderman, the Lord of Mercia, from attacking you, unless you join this alliance pact I have with the other Welsh kings. And the next thing we know, he's on the Welsh side. He's on the side of Alfred, and then a Viking army runs away and then gets trapped. Like, so if I'm remembering right, in the primary sources, in the sources that I saw, that Welsh king, at one mention, was against Alfred, and then the next time he's mentioned, his troops are mentioned at being fighting Viking forces on, like, the Mercian Welsh Viking border kind of area around there. And so, and the reason why I think this is just the way also that Alfred dealt with Mercia in subverting Mercian independence and making them his bitch. Um, because up until I can't remember the years. But there was a point like Mercia was independent, and then it got fully conquered by the Vikings, and then the Vikings pushed into Alfred's land. He loses his throne for a bit. He comes back, kicks out the Vikings, pushes the Vikings really far, like absolutely destroys them, keeps pushing them, makes them make some promises, and he's like, "You got to give me Mercia, half of the western half of Mercia," and in doing so, Mercia, he's like, Mercia is no longer a king. You are now the Elderman of Mercia. You're no longer the king of Mercia. And then he marries his daughter, Ethelfled, who becomes known as the Queen of the Mercians, actually. He marries his daughter to the new Elderman of Mercia to tie them together. So the man was pragmatic and cunning. So I'm like, I think he was a bit. I believe that it would have been in the realm of possibility for him to fucking be diplomatically tough on the Welsh if he was like, nah, I need to secure this border. He married. Yeah. Oh. Oops. Oops. Oopsies. And then there's like ways he dealt with the Vikings that are very pragmatic or brutal. Like he was I was ready to believe in monarchs, am I right? No, that's only in Game of Thrones. That one, the Europeans were very against incest of that kind, unless they're the Habsburgs. I don't think the Habsburgs married brother and sister. I think they only did first cousins. I think cousins was the closest they got. Not sure. But yeah. But because my personal main focus was on a Eurocentric thing, I took classes pretty much whenever I could on stuff that wasn't in Europe. I took a class on early Islamic history. I took a course on pre-colonial African history, which I absolutely fucking nailed, by the way. I got a 99. I only missed 1 point on my African final. So let's fucking go. That was my last history class of university too. I also took a Southeast Asian course, although our professor, it was an all online course. It was in that first semester after COVID started, so it was that fall semester. He was having a really rough time, and so like we had 2 months left in class, and then he was like, y'all, we're just gonna say class is ending here. Whatever grades you have now are the grades you'll have at the end. We don't know what the fuck happened. He didn't provide any further explanation, but like early in the semester, I think he had a family member die, and then later on in the semester, his house ended up getting COVID, so he was probably pretty sick for a little bit. So the man was just having a rough semester. I also took a Chinese history class. I don't really remember much from the class, the specifics of it, but my teacher was fucking hilarious. That man, he was funny as hell. I miss that man. He was pursuing his doctorate at the same time as teaching us. Let's see. Am I missing any? I think that about covers it. I also took an Irish history class and a British imperialism class, British Empire class. Both a early British Empire and late British Empire class. The late British Empire, fun fact, that class, I really liked the way the teacher did that. He it was not really all that much on Britain itself, on the home, but it was more so like we spent like a month or two talking about the 1857 India revolt, the Sepoy Rebellion, and then the last couple weeks of class were spent talking about refugees in Britain from World War One through World War Two, and then also colonial refugees from the 50s and 60s or something like that. So I really liked how that class was covered. It wasn't really about Britain. It was about British imperialism. So that was really cool. So I'm going to count that one as a non-Eurocentric class because our professor really had us doing, non-British sources for that class. The Irish history class was taught by that same professor. That class was dope as well. There's one class that ended up getting canceled that I really wanted to take. It was a late antiquity Roman Empire class. Because, of course, as all history nerds, pretty much, I think Rome is the gateway drug to a history major. I think every person that majors in history, their gateway drug was something Roman related. So that was my gateway drug. Rome and Tolkien. So yeah. I was upset that class got canceled. I really wanted to take that one. Just because, I don't know, late antiquity Rome is also something that's like rarely talked about, and it would have coincided with my own research on Anglo-Saxon England as well, because that's roughly the same time period. That would have been like the fall of Western Rome, I think, would have been covered. And so I feel like that's a period of time not really talked too much about. The movement of the Germanic tribes into Western Europe. How many fantasy writers just pull conflict out of their ass unwashed, internal biases and all? Yeah, that's one of the things that kind of one of the spurs into why I started writing. It's because like a lot of the time you see so much good world building, but then a lot of the time it feels like the ball gets fumbled when it comes to long-term conflict. And like Star Wars, I'll use Star Wars Andor did a really good job. I think Star Wars has been doing a better job at it, but like the sequel series, I felt like did a poor job of long-term issues stemming. I feel like they did a poor job explaining the continued effects of a galactic spanning republic, and then that republic turning into an empire, and then that empire getting split between the First Order and the Alliance. They didn't really explain that well. But I think the TV shows like Andor and Bad Batch are doing a great job at explaining and showing how different people throughout the galaxy, throughout the Empire, feel, and how it affects them differently, and how that shows itself. And that's something that I feel like is missed a lot in fantasy, and I don't blame the authors for it either. And my reasoning why is because it is, you have to, like, Tolkien does this really well, because it's something you either have to be a student of history. I think the Poppy War trilogy by R.F. Kuang did amazing. This is one of the examples that did an amazing job of it. R.F. Kuang did a great job Her book is Asian fantasy. She herself is a Chinese American, genius woman. Fucking studied at fucking Oxford on a degree. She had a degree to get her master's in Oxford. And now she's just getting her PhD in East Asian languages. Woman is a fucking genius. But also her book, Poppy War Trilogy, which I think I've recommended to you, Moss, before. I think I've told you about it. That one talks about colonialism, not just like white man colonialism, but also Japanese Asian imperialism as well, and its effects on China. Her stand-in for China, and she does an amazing job showing how so many different people, one, take part in the system of oppression, how it affects not just like people in power, but also people in inherited places of power. Also talks about the ways in which these people maybe support the system in place, or like maybe want to challenge the system in place by being on the inside of the system, and then contrasting that with people that want to attack the system on the outside. Like that big contrasting thought there is the main thing, is like what to do. Fight it on the outside, is that the best way? Or fight it on the inside, which is the best way? No, it isn't that it's the good cop. It's about waiting out. It makes a lot of sense in the book. Like, you got to read the books. It's a trilogy. It's really good. Korea or the Philippines? Ooh. She mixes. I think she combines China and Korea together in the book, really. Mainly because I think China and Korea really did kind of experience the same problems from Japan. It's just Korea experienced it longer because Korea was colonized by the Japanese for longer than China. China only had it for a few years. Korea had it for decades. The Philippines, I want to say yes, but also no. There's an island, but I think the island is closer to being a stand-in for Taiwan than it is for being the Philippines. Yeah, I think it's more Taiwan than the Philippines. So the Philippines, no, not mentioned. It's just China, Mongols. There are some Mongols in there, standing for the Mongols. Japan, and Europe. I really like what she did for Europe is she had them fighting their own war that kind of like somewhat destroyed them. And their form of government is very kind of EU-ish. Like, it's a combination of the EU with America. It's the EU but American militarism, I think, is the best way to describe the Western government in her book. Yeah, the EU but American militarism. I think I'll do more farming Monday. It's hitting that time. I love talking fantasy, man. I love talking this shit. Oh, my dad's fucking playing his game. Yeah. It's yeah, it is. I will, just in case I want to give the warning because it's a warning that she is very heavily inspired by the Sino-Japanese Wars, in especially book 1 of the Poppy War trilogy. There is a stand-in for the rape of Nanking. So, it happens in the latter portion of the book. But it is there. And you don't like... Yeah, just no avoiding that kind of thing if you're doing this topic. There isn't... Right? You don't see the violence happen. You are there in the aftermath of the violence. But she still provides gruesome descriptions on corpses and how the city looks. So trigger warning essentially is what I want to say. But I still think it's a very it's still like, it's just like, I had, like, as I was reading it, I had to close the book, set it aside for a little bit, and be like, oh, whew. Gotta give myself to breathe a breather for a few minutes. Yeah, exactly. I like that's my style. That Arv Kwang did not shy away from the brutality here of war. She really doesn't. Um uh and how else do I want to describe it? Yeah, it come I think it's yeah, it I don't think she gives, there's no chapter titles. I think it's chapter 23 or 24. I want to say is when that happens. Or I can just check the book myself. Like, I can check if the book has chapter titles. Hold on. Also, if you can, like, I love the American covers here of the Poppy War because they're colorful and stuff. But also, you should look up the covers for the European, the British, um the UK covers. The UK covers are they're all like the same. They're like white and blue. I want to say all three of them. And so that I feel like I just like that aesthetic that the UK covers tend to have, where they just have that white and blue. Let's Nope, she just does chapter 14 chapter. Yeah, so I want to say it's around, no, it's chapter 24. I believe, yeah, it's chapter 24. Was it? No. Or was it sooner? Fuck. I can't remember. Or is it chapter 20? Oh no, it is earlier. Um it's before, it's like chapter 20 something, I think. I think it's in the 20s. I'm looking for it. I'm looking for it. Yeah, it's like 22 or 20, chapter 22 or 23. Is when. No, what the fuck? I can't find it. Man. Whatever. You know what? I can't remember, Moss. I'm sorry. Somewhere in here. It's in here. Oh, I've seen the images from no book description can can you can convey it as best as possible, but there is nothing like seeing the images that the Japanese took of it. I've seen oh, it was a I don't know why. It was a it was a curiosity of mine to try and like really understand the gruesomeness of it, and I regretted it immediately. Like kind of like I don't it just creates such a pit in your stomach. Just all the images I had to like knowing it's the same image of seeing like the skeletons in the concentration camps in Europe. It's like it just leaves you hollow, and you're like, how could people do this to one another? Like such cruelty. So don't look up the Nanking images. Don't do it. Don't do it. You won't sleep. You won't sleep for a night or two. May throw up too. But yeah, read this book. Like, look at her face. Look at that. Look at that woman. That that is. She just looks like a smart woman. Just look like you look at her, and she has the appearance of an intimidatingly smart person. But then also you listen to her talk. She's a Lord of the Rings nerd too. She there's this booktuber I watched, Daniel Green. He's had her on his channel a couple times for like interviews and stuff. Um and she's a fucking Tolkien nerd. It's amazing. Um and but yeah, the amount of knowledge this woman has, it is scary. And then you like you remember she writes such horrifying stuff, and then you just see her as a super sweet person in an interview, and you're like, you scare me. How can you be so sweet, so disarmingly kind and smart, and then so absolutely fucking terrifying, you know? I was gonna say something else. Yeah, what I was gonna say, man. Why did this happen? Why do I forget the words that I want out of my mouth? Oh, but also, if you want another person of color uh fantasy story, I would recommend this one is based in set in Africa, based on the Xhosa tribe of Central Africa by Evan Winters. That one is also amazing. Not finished yet though. Only 2 books so far. I think the third book is supposed to come out this year. And I will be getting that as soon as possible. Um that one's amazing as well. I think it's called The Burning series. Rage of Dragons, I think is the first. That one's amazing. That one doesn't have anything as traumatizing so far. Doesn't have anything as traumatizing as the Poppy War. But that one is also still super violent. That one has a lot of blood and lots of vengeance. It feels so good. Um, Thanks for streaming and chatting, homeboy. Thank you for showing up and chatting and distracting me, Moss, and getting me to talk about random shit for the last like 40 minutes of stream. I turned into Clay this time. Today I was like Clay. All according to plan. Yeah, so I won't be live tomorrow cuz D&D, so long as D&D doesn't get canceled. I'm no longer streaming on weekends. Feel like I gotta feel like I just gotta reiterate that every time. Um if anyone is live. I saw Mike go live, but I don't know if I want to raid Mike with only 2 viewers because I am picky like that. No one else is live. Yeah, I don't want to. We won't raid tonight. No raid. I will be back Monday with more Elden Ring. Probably gonna be more farming. We'll see. I kind of just want to fucking. I just want to farm runes. I just want to get as overly strong as possible, just so I can make everything my life easy. So I don't have to struggle. So I don't have to be in pain. Yeah. Moss, thank you again for showing up, chatting. You guys have a good night. Well, I will see you better be live tomorrow night, Moss. I need my pre D&D 30 minutes ish of moss ball and pepper before I go to D&D. Okay? Riley's doing his subathon tomorrow too. Ooh. Oh man, I really hope he has to go for like 4 days straight or something. Do you do you know what how long his stream gets lengthened per sub? 15 capped at 5 days? Oh, damn. Okay. Oh, 50, it's going to be wild. You think a lot of people are going to show up? Okay. I wonder oh, who's going to pull out their wallet? Not me. I'm an author. Fuck. God. I would if I were rich, I'd love fucking with people like that. Give them money just to suffer. Oh, he made a poster and everything. Oh, we love posters. I'll be there when I can. As long as he's still streaming like Saturday and shit, I'll be able to be there. Um, for to lurk, go sicko lurko mode. Because weekends I'm trying to devote more to um working on getting book written and stuff. Because my weekdays, I've just been so slow about it. Weekdays I haven't been able to write as much. Been getting distracted, so I need to that time. Oh, before I end stream. I bought Lego BD1 at Barnes and Noble Tuesday. I finished him today. Look at the sweet boy. Look at him. He's perfection. He's even got trying not to break him. I'm a monkey. Doesn't come out all the way and I don't really like it. But he's got his stims. Fucking shit. How do cameras work? He's got his stims in there. God damn it. I am such a bad streamer. He's got his healing packs there. Only 3 of them though. Not the 10 that you can get in. Oh, he's the best. He's the fucking best, man. He's the best droid. Yo, I wonder. I realized this today when I was coming home from the gym. They called him BD1. Does that mean he's best droid number 1? Is that the meaning behind it? I swear, if that's the fucking meaning behind it, I'm gonna feel stupid. I would never have realized Fuck it, we're looking it up. I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up. Does BD1 mean best droid? Doesn't say. Doesn't say. Like, yeah, when you have him just like sitting, he tilts his head. He tilts his head. God, I gotta shut up. I gotta end stream. Good night, Moss. Thank you for showing up. I go eat food.